intolerable the way it is.
Yeah.
The way that they they fight these endless wars, and you have this economic crisis now. You read the New York Times had an article the other day. It was talking about how the economy was looking up because of the stock prices going up. But the same issue, the paper had an article about record numbers of unemployed who are never going to get work. 660,000 people.
Yeah.
What kind of evaluation what are they using to evaluate this? What's their standard here?
What's good for corporate America?
And at the same time, there's like 1 billion people in the world who live on less than $2 a day.
Yeah.
And we're calling Americans need to stop acting and thinking like Americans and think for humanity. Not just humanity, but the whole world is at stake.
Yeah.
And that's why the front page of that, well, actually, it's the back of this issue. Is communism the beginning of a new stage?
Cool.
Because what I was telling you was that the work of
Hold
Bob
that still for a second? No.
The work of Bob Avakian for the last 30 years has been to actually evaluate and sum up the experience of the working of proletarian rule, of the first wave of communist revolution in the world that began with the Paris Commune, that was crushed within 3 months, and then the experience of revolution in communism in China, which ended with the overthrow of socialism in 1976 when Mao died, and the arrest of his closest comrades, and the establishment of a new regime, his enemies basically, who turned the country rapidly back towards capitalism and turned that country into the world's biggest sweatshop. But we've summed this up, and whereas these revolutions were a tremendous advance for humanity, it's a step into the future for changing the world to one where people don't confront each other as the owners and possessors of things, and can really relate to each other in ways where we work together for a better world. Well, there hasn't been the proletariat hasn't ruled anywhere in 30, 40 years. And we need a whole new wave of world revolution. And now this issue of our paper has an important letter in it to revolutionary communists and everyone seriously thinking about revolution on the role and importance of Bob Avakian. And it's talking about these contributions as he's led in actually developing. Now, you're an anarchist, okay?
Sure.
And a lot of people say we're promoting Bob Avakian like he's how some people
Messiah.
Exactly right. The point is that if somebody comes forward with something that's very important, a conceptual breakthrough on how to actually lead things forward, you should be paying attention to this. People need to know about this. This is not religion, but this is very important for people to know. We unapologetically point out the fact that Bob Avakian has actually led in understanding this, and there's a whole volumes of work evaluating this experience that's unprecedented.
Anarchists are just as critical of anarchist thinkers too, though. I mean, we're a very critical bunch. So we don't just pick on Bob. We pick on our anarchists too.
All right. Well.
We throw the criticisms around.
It's extremely important these days. Anybody who's serious about revolution, anybody who's serious about communism, should be checking this leader out. Should be finding out what he's saying and evaluate it on a basis of actual engagement with the work he's done.
Well, I think we're all looking, we're all good at criticizing. All of us on the left are good at criticizing what's going on now, and I think what you're talking about, it really speaks to the fundamental need for us to have a vision for going forward, something that people can grab onto, and I think that's something all of us need to think about, and certainly seems like that's something Bob is doing.
No doubt. And actually, you just reminded me of the point, like, we're good at criticizing. There's also this question of a vision of a future society and a world where we're free of, like I said, people who are at each other's throats. This unprecedented competition over the resources of the planet, and like I said, endless wars. There's no reason for anybody to not have a productive and useful life anywhere in the world today. But capitalism and imperialism stands in the way. Now, this new synthesis I was talking about of Bob Avakian's is actually he's basically sifting through the experience of revolutions, taking what was overwhelmingly positive and recasting that, and actually dealing with both the negative and the positive. And there is no small amount of negative that's been in part of our movement. But this is part of our movement. And in fact, like I was telling you, there have been a number of questions. I mean, we have there's an expression called a solid core with a lot of elasticity.
Yeah, I've heard him talk about that.
Which it kind of concentrates a lot of what this new synthesis
Yeah.
is about. And I think it does deal with this question of leadership. There is a contradiction between leadership and led, but you cannot do without that leadership. I think the problem in the communist societies in the past had tended to be that these societies became ossified, and there wasn't a
The elasticity.
the elasticity, exactly. But if you don't have correct leadership, if you don't have, if you don't have a vanguard, that really is a vanguard, then the society itself is not. Spontaneity is not on our side. What's going to happen is that the real divisions that exist between people can be opened up and be turned right back into capitalism, which is what exactly you saw happening in Russia and China, and the overthrow of the. And in fact, it was turned around so quickly that a lot of people didn't even notice it. In Russia, but they did notice it in China, which is actually one of the contributions of Bolshevikian and his party, that it recognized what had actually happened in China when it happened.
Are you? Do you think we're at a turning point? And are you hopeful?
This is a turning point. This is a point where things could go very badly, or could go very well.
Yeah.
But I think that people need to wake up and understand that you got to have a revolution.
Yeah. I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.